Hey, what's going on, guys? It's BG. Welcome back to the channel. This episode is brought to you by Woody Scale Model Garage. Go check out his channel. We're doing a shop card swap with him, so this was really cool. Thank you very much for doing that, Dave. And thank you for the extremely kind words on the back. And yeah, I sent you an email regarding your question, and hopefully we hear back from you pretty soon. But not only do we get the shop card, but we got the awesome looking holographic style sticker. Look at that. That's, ooh, very psychedelic. And then I wish I could do paint jobs like that. And then, of course, one of his business cards. So if you're interested in getting a shop card from him, contact him down there with the email address. Send him a note. Also, go over to the channel, give him a like and a subscribe. We'll have that in the description down below. So go ahead and say hi. Give him a like and subscribe. We would appreciate that very much. Okie dokie. So bench update. Well, first of all, we're going to have to say this. We were at the Desert Scale Classic a couple weeks ago. It's been a little while. And we did receive third place in the circuit competition for our Curtis Midget Racer. That was awesome. Feels great, especially with the competition that was going on in that category. So I feel very, very happy to have third place for that. So feeling good there. But while we were standing in line waiting to register, I had this next to the 2021 Ford Bronco modern version because I had something cool displayed on top of that, and it was going to be a display only piece. So we'll have to do a later video about what we had displayed on top of that Bronco. But I had these sitting next to each other in the box, and this was actually like lined up behind the Bronco body like that, and I was like, oh my, that would be an awesome tow vehicle. So we are working on the rest because we had this just white glue mocked up for the show. And now we decided to go ahead and pull it all apart and build the sucker. So we're doing that. We're building the 2021 Bronco. Several guys out there have done this, and I haven't heard much bad about it. I've talked to Mr. Fred Henry about it. He goes, well, you know, if you want to raise it up, here's a chassis to use. I'm like, we're good. We're good. Box stock is probably going to be good for us in that situation there. So thinking about color schemes, and of course this guy's black with a little bit of burgundy, a little bit of red, some gold, like an antique type of gold is what I would call these wheels. So those are all great colors, but I don't want to paint the Bronco red with black and gold highlights because I don't want it to look like a 49ers helmet. Not that I don't like the 49ers helmet, I just don't want it to look like a 49ers helmet. And then I thought, well, I could do I don't know, gold with black and red. I'm like, that's gonna look like a football helmet also. So instead of trying to copy the colors off of the car, because I did think about doing black, and I looked up some pictures of Broncos in black, like right here. But I looked up and I thought, you know, because of all the blackout that's going to be on, all the black plastic that's going to be on this thing externally, that's not going to look great, I think, because I don't want to do all the bump fender guards and all that kind of stuff in different colors than what would normally be factory stock. So now I'm thinking perhaps I'll just go with a color that I can pull out of the paint stash, like this guy right here. This is AS19 Intermediate Blue US Navy. I really liked it. This is a flat color, and it would lay down, of course, flat, but then we can give it a gloss coat and make that all happy and stuff. So I'm thinking about shooting this on there, body color, chassis color also, and then maybe doing a dark color for the interior, like a charcoal color. But I'm thinking about doing the top in white. I don't know, that would be just kind of cool, you know? So kind of thinking about that. Still haven't decided everything yet. Matter of fact, the painting process on the Bronco has slowed down. Everything's ready to go. And I realized I don't have any primer. Yeah, I work at a friggin' hobby shop, and I don't have any primer. I always forget to buy some. So yeah, so we're waiting until I go back tomorrow on Wednesday to pick up some primer for that guy. So I thought, well, if this guy's going to wait for primer, I still got time to decide what I want to do. So this is the front runner color for it right now. I don't know, maybe I will go with black. We'll see. Also, we're back to work on our on our Toyota Corolla WRC car. Now, a lot of guys wrote in on that last video we did about what is going on with this thing that's not in camera. And just about everybody confirms that this is different than the Tamiya model kit. So 2 different kits out there. Unfortunately, the Tamiya model kit is really expensive. I've only seen it on eBay, and of course it's eBay prices, so what are you going to do? But the photo etch shall still work with this just fine. One thing that I'm only concerned about is if we can get in close here. You see that little ledge that's in there to hold in the what was supposed to be the decal on the decal card. See how that's ledged in there? I can slice that out no problem and then just put the piece of photo etch underneath that. But that could actually make that very thick. You see how thick that hood piece is there? That's really thick. So the plan is to slice off that little ledge in there. I don't want to try to cut the photo etch to fit inside it because this is much smaller than the photo etch. I'd rather just stick the photo etch to the bottom side of the hood. That's what we would do with the screen piece that came with the Tamiya kit originally. So you can see there's actually like a little, I don't know, like a little bump right there where you're supposed to match something up to. Probably a piece of screen that was supposed to glue in there was going to fit right in that area. So I'm thinking what I'll do is, and if you're familiar with leather crafting and all, I think it's called skiving. We'll cut off that little lip that goes all the way around inside there, and then we'll skive the edges of the opening here to thin those out and make those look a little more realistic in thickness, and then glue in the photo etch on top of that. So that's what we're going to do. And what I mean by skiving is shaving down the edges of the opening to thin that out as best as possible. We'll have to do that with sanding sticks and maybe well, chisels might gouge too much, so I might not use a chisel, but definitely just go after it with some aggressive sanding sticks and see how we go there. Rotary tool would be difficult to get in there because of the placement of this piece, and then also it could cause too much heat and possibly even on a slow setting, and possibly take out too much material and thin that out, and then where would we be with that? So that's the plan. It's the only thing that's slowing me up right now. And then we have our Sharpie on here to find the places that need to be sanded down from the mold seams. Not too bad, actually, just a couple spots here and there. When they designed this kit, I mean, it's Hasegawa, when they designed the kit, they put the mold seams right along the hood lines and then along the trunk opening in the back here. So they did really great. Good job there, guys. So there we go. And then all of our, and I had to borrow the lid from the Bronco kit because you can't do that with these flat pack kits. So here's everything all cleaned up and ready to go. Still need primer, so I'm just getting stuff kind of queued up for the primer circus. So there we go. Yeah, I'll be back at the hobby shop on Wednesday and Thursday, and then that'll be it for me for the week there. So I'm gonna have fun. I might take a couple things to sand, you know, if I'm standing behind the counter and it gets a little slow. Might take a couple things to sand. I don't know. Maybe, hopefully my boss doesn't hear me do this. But yeah, you guys take it easy. We'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in and seeing what's going on here. If you have opinions about the color for the Bronco, please post them down below. I'd be curious to see what you say. And we'll talk to you all a little bit later on. Bye.